What can the product owner do to prevent this disparity in the future? User testing on the last product release revealed low user interest in certain features that required significant effort to develop. Sounds like they're working too hard. All right, what can the product owner do to prevent this disparity in the future? Ensure all stories in the backlog support the product vision. I like that one. I'm going to hang on to that. Ensure that user stories in the backlog are broken down into the smallest possible form. That implies like a throughput issue here, like some of the other questions we've done, and I don't think that lines up with the question prompt. So I'm going to get rid of B. Remove all stories from the backlog that are not selected for the minimal viable product. Uncertain on that one, so I'll hang on to it for now.
Okay.
D, perform stakeholder analysis to find SMEs who can guide the backlog value ranking process. I don't like that one. I think that is overcomplicating the situation.
Okay.
So I'm going to revisit the question here. So kind of keying in on some phrases in the question there. Reveal low user interest. I think that best lines up with choice A and where it says supports the product vision. And I think it best attacks the issue. So I would go with A.
Okay, cool. So the product vision at the beginning, like ensure all the stories in the backlog support the vision. Sweet. Okay, cool. Let's go. Who hasn't spoken? Kishan is under the weather. I think you're under the weather. No. Kishan isn't. No. Yeah, go.
Okay. So I'm just going to read the question again.
Yeah, man.
So what can the product owner do to prevent this disparity in the future? User testing on the last product released revealed low user interest in certain features that required significant effort to develop. So by just looking at that, I'm thinking about backlog because that's where you're trying to make things better. So if I look at the choices, ensure all stories in the backlog support the product vision. Yeah, I mean that's true. Ensure that the user stories in the backlog are broken down into the smallest possible form. I don't really like that one for now. Remove all stories from backlog that are not selected for the minimal viable product. And then the last one, perform stakeholder analysis to find SMEs who can guide the backlog value ranking process. So what can the product owner do to prevent the disparity in the future? Low user interest in certain features. With all the choices, I'm leaning towards A just because if you align everything to the vision, then the chances of you doing things right, I believe, goes higher. So I'm just thinking that way logically. With all the other answers, I mean, I like A.
Cool. All right, cool. A. So he's on A. Keyshawn, you got any kids?
No, I don't.
Okay, no big deal. You were a kid?
Yes, I was.
Yes, sir. Okay, all right. Sweet. So we have something in common. My son, the middle one, every single night, this is exactly what he says. He says, I'm hungry. I want something to eat. And we say, all right, dude, what do you want? He's like, I don't know. And it does not matter what I bring him. He always says, I don't want it. And so I stopped bringing him stuff. But like he ends up going. And where he goes to figure out where it is he goes to like the pantry, whatever that room's called where they got like food and stuff. And there's a shit ton of stuff in there. Like my wife's good or whatever. Like, so there's a lot of food and stuff and snacks and everything, whatever. All those foods meet the vision of like feed people, make them happy, buy stuff that makes them happy. In a sense, that's our backlog of food. It's all the stuff we could eat, and it's all meeting the vision. Now at dinner, when he says, I don't like something, like she's taken something from there. She's done her best and she's made a dish for my son or whomever. I eat it. It's good. He doesn't like it. And so there's no difference here. This could say, the last dinner revealed my son has no interest in the meal that was made, and it took her a lot of time to make it. Like, apparently Agile is just food to me. That's essentially what it's saying. Now, every single story in our pantry, every single food meets the thing of like make kids happy, do those things, like feed people, give them nutrients and all that junk. But we still have the problem of some people say, I don't like it. So I'm going to tell you, A's not right. What's the right answer?
Is it D?
Okay, David says D, and what was somebody else going to say?
I was saying, can I take a stab?
Yeah, man, take a stab, please.
I'm going to go with B on this.
Who is talking? I can't. The thing's not lighting up.
This is Emmett.
Oh, Emmett. Oh, hey, couldn't see, dude. Yeah. All right, cool. You're gonna go with what? B?
B, yeah.
As in boy, right?
Yeah.
Let's use a food example. We got a lot of food there. You're saying just make smaller food?
No, because if we look at what the story is about in terms of having this item coming from the product backlog and going to the story backlog needs to make sure that
Sprint backlog. You got it right. Sprint backlog.
sprint backlog.
Yeah.
The story is in a sprint backlog, yeah. So to make sure that it's broken down, it's refined. I mean, in terms for them to really work more on it. So if you're taking your sons as an example, maybe one of the things that will help determine what he wants is spending a little bit more time with him.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out, okay, you don't want this. What do you, try to figure out what he wants.
And so, I love it, Emmett. Therefore, the answer is what? What'd you say the answer is?
I said the answer was B.
It's close. Flip it. D. You just told me that, like, hey, spend more time with your son and be like, hey, man, what do you want? Like, what do you like? Why do you like it? Stuff like that.
Okay.
So, I mean, you told me that. Like,
yeah, right.
And so perform stakeholder analysis, which is just fancy words to say, like, who are we trying to serve? Little midgets, like, and find people who are there, kids who can guide the backlog value ranking process, which is being like, just tell me what you like, dude.
Right.
Just tell me what you like, and give me a mechanism to like make decisions.
Right.
Like that's a value ranking system. Like, you like things that taste like this. Okay, I'll get more things that kind of taste like that or something. Like, what's the decision making process? Yeah. Or one of the people that work for me, her daughter's having a thing, and I was like, what does she like? And she's like, she likes cute stuff. I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means, but my wife might know. So like, our value ranking system now for her present is cute stuff. So have fun with that. And so cool. All right, so D. Who's what? I don't even remember who's was. Crescent, you got a problem with that, or what do you think?
Yeah, I see the logic. I just thought the way it was written, it was just kind of overwritten as an answer, which kind of threw me off.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's got as many buzzwords as possible. Stakeholder analysis, subject matter experts, backlog value ranking process. It's just basically saying, like, find the people you're trying to serve, ask them what they like, and that's going to help us make a decision on what to do. So we've talked a lot about today backlogs. Like, a lot of the people didn't even know what the heck it was at the beginning. We have a pretty good understanding. It's all the stuff that we could deliver. We've talked about problems that could happen from the backlog. We could choose the wrong stuff. Like we're going to cook the wrong things for dinner. We're going to cook Brussels sprouts for kids. They don't like them. I do. Okay. So that's a problem. We could pull the wrong stuff. We could not have the right value ranking system. It could be ranked wrong. You could base it on our thoughts, not theirs. Bad. Another problem. So number one is like, it could be ranked bad, ranked poorly, kind of like how I'm writing. That's one issue with the backlog. Another issue, what's another issue with the backlog? How we could screw it up as we start to take backlog to regular work. Like, what's another way we could screw it up? Or it could manifest itself in a poor way. Like, what's another way? If you have problems thinking about backlogs, just be like, I got to think about food. And the goal is to finish plates that are like, that make people smile.
You don't want the plates to be too big.
Yeah, we could overwhelm the plates. So we could give them the wrong stuff on the plates. We could overwhelm the plates. So like we could have two big, I don't know, stories. Like we could not break them down. I'm sure there's more problems, but it's been a long day and I don't remember. Just two big stories. They're ranked poorly.